You may, in fact, see some missions completed.
Yeah, what's the over-under here? We're going to say one mission a
Well,
game?
I mean, it's an
I lost
Alexare
all sense
set.
of perspective.
It's an Alexare set.
I mean, at least one is my hope.
I feel like in terms of playstyles, Alexare is just the exact opposite of the Joker. So
it does missions.
yeah.
Yeah, Alexare is known for that. I like to joke that in Spectation Chat and just chat in general or whatever, they don't always want to see the best plays. They want to see the most exciting plays, and while sometimes they're the same, they're very often not. And Alexare is a fan favorite in that they don't always do the safe thing, but they always do the exciting thing. And we're about to see what that looks like. Let's get into that draft.
Yeah, let's see what these picks and bans look like. This is in fact a copper match.
Yeah, it absolutely is.
And all right, so picks and bans. Unfortunately, we're not going to see another doubled redwoods here because it's being banned. Apparently, you either ban redwoods or you double it in this season so far.
or you become the villain in Kletos' eyes. Yeah. Well, it makes sense, sort of. Alexare banned Tan 9 times last season.
Yeah.
So obviously it's a different venue, but let's face it, the kind of people who ban Tan are the kind of people who ban Redwoods.
That is true. And then Yglini, once again, Randa is getting banned.
Yeah, again, low-key, one of the least selected venues and one of the most banned other than the aforementioned Tan. So straightforward.
Yglini restricts high rise. Whoops, that is a pick. That is not a restrict.
Yeah, it makes sense. Hasn't really banned anything high rise so far.
That's fair. And not a huge fan of this, but Yglini is restricting gallery.
Okay.
But we'll see how that goes. The first double venue, Modern.
Yeah, it all makes sense so far. Restricting gallery simply because Alexare picks it a lot. Nothing fancy there. But Modern also one of Alexare's biggest picks. So far, both players just true to form.
Yeah. All right, and then the next doubled venue from Yglini, Aquarium. There we go.
All right.
Yglini knows what I like to see.
I feel like you picked all these sets, Kletos. That's what it feels like.
If I did, there would be way more courtyard.
Fair enough.
All right, anyway. Let's see, the next step. Oh, here we go. We'll get some gallery going. So the restrict either pay it off or... Well, actually, I guess either way it pays off, because either you don't see it twice or you get it when you didn't want to be the one to have to double it.
Who knows if we got a little fist pump or a grumble under their breath? We don't know. We just know that.
Well, either way, it's a result that you would want because
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, the final pick, Barroom.
Hey, yeah, Yglini.
Yeah. I like a good Barroom match.
Why not? Let's get into this. First game is going to be on Modern. Let's load that up real quick. Alexare is going to be as the spy, so, buckle up. As mentioned before, there were changes in the SCL offseason, usually just little tweaks here and there, a guest or two less on Tan, 15 seconds more in a bunch of venues, but one of the biggest changes, other than perhaps Pub, was Modern going from any 5 of 8 to any 4 of 8 has completely changed this map. It's not 5, it's 4 in 3, 2, 1, playing it. Alexare is teal.
Yeah, and for the proponents of Team Do stuff, 4 of 8 is usually a better spot to be in than 5 of 8, generally speaking, just because you've got less you need to do to win the game and less opportunity to be caught doing it overall. So Alex are going to be stepping into conversation with this double agent. Not sure if we'll take the contact quite yet. It could be actually kind of okay, though.
Yeah, it could be okay. I think what's really interesting in these new Modern games, what I always want to see is what are they highlighting for? Because a lot of things made sense at 5 of 8, like particularly in specs, because it's so hard to find a path without them at some point sometimes. Oh, there comes the real BB. Oh, and the double agent leaves in the middle. We're not going to get any credit for this. Oh, and look at this. And an SDA is out. Only one person could even have a reel, and several lowlights are going to be free. Brutal start from Alexare.
Yeah, that's really not fun. And maybe one of your options there as Alexare was to take that bug as the sniper is going to lowlight. The ambassador is nearby, but Alexare instead opts to just play it chill and go out to a statue first.
Yeah, as I was saying before that banana bread so rudely interrupted me, I want to see what the highlights are like on Modern 4.8. You can make arguments for bar highlights, for real BBs sometimes, for statues, for all sorts of little things like that. So far, Yglini seems to be going with nothing. No highlights coming out, even though there have been bar visitors and statue visitors.
Yeah, just a couple of inspects, and you'll often see that cause a highlight in divisions like this, but not here. Yglini just does not want to use these highlights right now.
Yeah, not at all. And we were hyping up Alexare so much as someone who does stuff, and look what's happened. We're down to 3 minutes. I should say it was more like 2.5 minutes until that time ad right there. It was a white, and we were the only one anywhere near windows. But who time ads out front on Modern? Alexare, that too. If they're not doing missions, they're still doing something, for God's sake. We're going to go to the red bookshelf in the meantime, and I really don't know what the plan is here. Normally, I'd say some sort of cheese book dump, but we're not really playing to our reputation so far.
Yeah, very interesting. And there doesn't seem to be any kind of party activity that's going to cause us to misshoot on the sniper side for Yglini. But I. Oh, here. Oh, never mind. We do things, and this time we get shot for them.
We do almost nothing all game, and then we do a thing and we die. So I don't know. Maybe the Joker was onto something. You do one thing and you die. That's all it takes. Yglini now going into the spy side up 1-0 already on Alexare. And by the way, not doing anything might have been okay. Yglini's civilian shot rate pretty high, but that's not a civilian. That's the spy. They're going to take over now as General in 3, 2, 1. Playing it. Our seduction target is Salmon. It's fine. We're good.
Yeah. Yglini not as reputation wise, very, very do stuff as Alexare, but maybe we'll see more stuff in this case. We already have more flirt than was ever completed in the last game.
Yep, pretty significant there. Worth saying that Alexare on Sniper gives up a lot of mission wins, doesn't shift shot a lot. So a very patient sniper, which is very unusual as we kind of established in the previous set at this level in particular. Copper's not too low, mind you, but still the kind of place where you get more sniper shots than not. So Alexare, a particularly patient sniper, which means Yglini's going to want to get missions done. And as you said, they started doing just that, 51% on the flirt, and Salmon leaves right afterwards. We were trying to timer flirt, and this will kind of help, I guess, in the sense that we've already cooled down, but we don't want to chase either. Yglini laying low, and again, that's not what you want to do against Alexare. You want to make steady progress. We're talking in this conversation. It's absolutely useless. We even stop talk when Green Dress interrupts us. It's correct and everything. Wow, our patience pays off. Seduction target comes back, not right next to us, and we get a white test anyway, so it's going to be at 81%, but that could have gone a lot worse. However,
Yeah.
we need to be thinking about what else we're going to do. We can't just sit here chatting away with this handsome gentleman all day.
Well, we are General. We have an opportunity for a walking bug here with the ambassador nearby. We could take a little bit of a janky path around the conversation, but no, we instead walk away from that opportunity looking for something else. 81% on the flirt. And we've spent a lot of time doing, we've got the flirt progress, right? It's nice to have, so you don't have, you're not stuck in the late game. Perhaps getting your ST walking around where you can't get to them and not having that mission done, but also our time to finish our actual other missions that are more likely to get us caught is starting to wind down just a little bit here. Not to the point where I'm like worried that Yglini is going to not be able to finish, but I think that Yglini just needs to pick up the pace, and Yglini seems to agree, getting a delegate option from the bar.
Yep,
So we'll
picked
see
up
if
the
it'll take
pace,
us.
picked up the drink, and sometimes the delegate purloin and a BB, a good one, is enough, as we've established. We are going to talk. We're going to let this run down a little bit. But here's the problem. If 1 or 2 people go to bar pretty soon, given how far away we are, especially if we delegate to a slower character, although thankfully fast ones are on either side of us in this conversation, even if we delegate soon, we might be cutting it close. We are taking a big risk here if we want this to come off. We do delegate to the fastest character. There it is, Mr. President from the Tan game. It's going to go to that bar, and I think they're going to get there in time because they're so quick, and they beat the ambassador there just barely. This delegate probably will come off. The question is Alexare onto it? No indication yet. And I don't know if we have a plan to finish. The purloin does come off, and it's behind the pillar right now. Alexare has not reacted at all. They're moving around just a little bit. Have they seen it's gone? No indication on the sniper side that they've seen it's gone. A drink goes out in front of Duke. There's a little reaction. A highlight for statues on Rocker. A double agent is contacted in the meantime. This is clearly the induced shot thing we were talking about. With 81% of the flirt, we can still finish if one doesn't come off in the next few seconds. It hasn't yet. Alexare being every bit as patient as we discussed before. We're looking for our seduction target there at blue shelves. Any flirt will get this done as long as it's not like the farthest possible, and that's not going to happen on a bookshelf. We're going to go alone in this conversation, see if Salmon comes to us again. I think there's 1 minute left. We still have time, but we are running out. We can't go statue to statue. We can rush a swap or a bug potentially, and we still need that flirt in the meantime. And the ambassador might not cooperate. They are headed for another conversation. Where's Salmon going to go? Salmon's going away from us. That's the direction we didn't want. Salmon will finally settle in a conversation. We can finish next to them. We gulp the drink.
We could go
leave.
for a bug on the way into this conversation and finish flirt after that. Look at this. We
Here
have
we
the
go.
angle for it. We could go for it, but we're so far away. We actually managed
it
to make a bug.
connects.
We have to curve
Alexare,
in,
I don't
though.
think Alexare saw it, and we flirt right afterwards. It works. We get to 100%. We're talking 5 seconds left. Will Alexare hold their shot as they did so often last season? The answer is yes. 2 missions done in the waning second. Yglini times it perfectly, and with 17 seconds left on the clock, takes the second game. 2-0.
Yeah, we were pathing a bit far away from the ambassador, so we had to stop in next to them on the entry to that conversation. It made the bug more visible and maybe could have had our flirt. I'm not even sure if our flirt was close enough for a white test to make it, but luckily for Yglini, that green test is there.
Yeah, I think just barely, but you're right. There's a lot of risks involved. Although looking at the replay, my goodness, we talk about General's walking bug and how good it is, and that looks so close to a normal arm sway. And against any sniper, I'd say golden below, that's a little tough. Boy, just a really solid game from Yglini, and just a little too slow in the uptake, I think, Alexare on the purloin. We never saw any clear indication. We can't pinpoint a moment in the replay where we knew the sniper knew that the purloin had gone off. 2-0 Yglini. Oh boy. We've got 2 more modern games, though, for you. This time it's going to be Alexare as Plane Twin, hopefully getting a little more done, but we'll see. In 3, 2, 1, playing it. What a start from Yglini. That was a really solid spy game.
Yeah, and, obviously we did get the first sniper win for Yglini, so we'll see if Yglini can now convert this into a second sniper win on Modern to definitively win the venue, which would give us a very nice lead going into later, even before we have our spy game. Here comes the contact. I'm not sure it's the best.
It's not a good one. There have been a lot of people to statues earlier. We're going to knock out a bunch of them. There were 3 people at 2 statues even. We cough on the way out. We head right to the statues. Was the cough seen? Was the cough seen? Are we highlit? Yglini giving no indication yet. Oh boy. Historically, coughs have been a lot more dangerous in SpyParty than the real world, although sadly that's not the case anymore. And this one might be a lot of trouble, but if we got away with it, the sniper can be so paranoid potentially, and a little tilted from missing it, which is very possible in Modern with a lot going on. The question is, did Alexare get away with a cough and turn it into a couple of inspects instead?
So, the thing is, there were only 4 lowlights taken on that BB cough. There were significantly more than that available just on the contact. So maybe the fact that the cough was part of it caused Yglini to panic and not take nearly as many lowlights as they could have on just a normal contact. And obviously you can take even a lot more on those you know for sure didn't cough.
Yeah, so 4 lowlights is, I would say, close to average for a normal BB on Modern. To only get 4 on a cough is really rough. Usually, if you're looking at any given conversation, you can at least rule all those people out, assuming you would have seen the cough. In this case, though, we got an average number of lowlights from a red BB, and who knows, we might even be up very low on the suspect list because we were at statues so quickly afterwards. I don't know. We're going to idle once in this conversation and then leave. Alexare making the steady progress we're accustomed to. That's a bug. The very end of the bug might have been visible. Yglini's laser is suggesting that they suspect it, though. We're going to pick up a highlight, but that pause with that laser, that pause really made it seem like they were caught. However, they're going to have to catch them really soon because Inspect is done and we got a fingerprint in the meantime. We have no seduce progress, but we have 3 missions done and we're 1 fingerprint away from winning this game.
Yeah,
we
could just go to that statue right now that the ambassador was at, right? We don't have to go for it.
And it's when a spy coughs, the judgment they have to make is, am I a big suspect or not? And there's no reason for Alexare to think they got away so well with that as they might have. But here's the question. Do you go for a fingerprint or do you flirt? Looks like Alexare's giving themselves options. They finally get a flirt done, 34%. And we do have enough time to timer flirt for a while here, too. Or even leave and come back, waste a little time at bookshelves, who knows. But that pause from that laser was so telling from Yglini. I think they really suspect that bug. Not enough to shoot, but maybe enough that if they do try to finish via fingerprint, a shot might come off. This is a stare down now between this character and the sniper, daring them to be the spy, daring them to complete. Alexare is just laying low. There's a minute left. Our seduction target has left, however, and chasing them could be very obvious. Once the party's narrowed like that down for the sniper, flirt pairing becomes surprisingly easy. We are going to chase him to this conversation. We're going to be pretty close to them, but not super close.
So
It's still
I
going to be
think
3-foot range.
Something that actually helps us here is the fact that our ST is a low light. But yeah, they hear
There it
the flirt shot just coming off, and this is why you really like to have flirt done before you get yourself all suspicious, just in general, because most people are not enjoying taking flirt shots, but they can if you look suspicious enough and you're being spy-like enough and near the end of the game. If Alexare already had, even just one or two flirts by the time that we had done that crazy bug into statues, that's a win, right?
Well, that's a good question, right? So in theory, yes, if you just move the events around, it seems like that. However, it is true that if a sniper thinks they see a bug, whether or not they decide to shoot or wait for confirmation will depend on the point of the game. So it's possible that if that bug happens with 45 seconds, the shot comes off, and when it happens early, they think, well, I want to see you do one more thing. But you might be right. Might have given that one away. Hard to say. They took so long to get that first flirt off. It's a pretty good bug, but boy, Yglini really just seemed to suspect it. That is a really rough loss for Alexare. Yglini is up 3-0 now. Ready to
Yeah.
start? Ready when you guys are? Yeah. 3, 2, 1, playing it.
And that one was a bit more of the classic alley. Oh my, that bug was so good. Oh my god. Yglini is just, oh god, that was amazing. The perpendicular walking bugs.
I mean, they're hard to get away with. They're hard to
man.
even have take, let alone not be suspected for, but I don't think we were. It's just in the chaos of Modern, and Yglini has a mission already. Playing as Rocker, by the way.
The main thing for me right there is the presence of mind to trigger that bug, because a lot of players will just let that bounce happen and not realize that this could be the opportunity for an absolutely amazing bug. But Yglini sees it happen, takes the opportunity, and manages to stick the bug. And we look so good right now. 17% on the flirt. It's not exactly the best flirt. In fact, it's the worst flirt that succeeds. But we have a bug.
You'll take it. Yeah, this could get in trouble real quick if we don't make steady progress. And we are bouncing around. Looks like we're going to go get some inspects done. And yeah, the bug is there. And there comes our highlight. Of course, with that purple streak in her hair, Rocker's the only spy that starts each game with a highlight. But now we have one from the sniper's view as well. But we also have the bug, and we weren't suspected for it. So we're in really good shape.
Is it weird that I've never noticed that purple streak before?
It's incredibly weird. What are you even looking at? I guess you're looking for bugs. Yep, it's pretty ostentatious, although maybe not as ostentatious as the rest of her. Look at that outfit. My God. What are you doing at a high-class cocktail party? Rockstar, we're thinking, right? Rockstar? That's got to be it. I hope so. Nothing else makes sense to me.
Statue to statue. And, I mean, that in the early game is not nearly as bad as doing it later on when the timer is counting down and the sniper is nervous about people completing, but it still does look pretty suspicious.
Yep, well, so this is exactly what you were talking about. We've got some flirt progress. We got the bug done before the inspects. We went to the same statue even as the spy in the previous game during that bug. And now we're going to join our seduction target. We're going to be pretty close here. And with 17% that first one, oh, the seduction target leaves. I was just about to say with 17% that first one, we actually do need to hit a pretty good green at some point if we don't want to be four flirting, which is how we lose this game. But there's 2 minutes left. And with inspects done, that helps a lot, especially we can grab a banana bread at pretty much any time. Like this time, for example, it's a white test. We are talking during it. A few people are going to get knocked out. But look, it's about 4, 5, just a little more than the cough, actually, for that matter. But we've got the mission done, and now we just need a few flirts, 2 at minimum, 3 plausibly if we don't hit greens, with this character right here.
Look where she is going. She's going out to windows.
Yep. By the time you get there, she's going to leave. The watch check helps. We might be able to get it in time. Oh, this could be really close. We missed the pad. We missed the pad. We shuffle forward, and we missed the flirt, too. It's a red test, too. It's a red test. We make them walk away. Oh, no, this game is falling apart, potentially. All we need are 2 to 3 flirts. There's 80 seconds left. The seduction target staring off in the distance, giving us the cold shoulder. This is absolutely brutal. What are we thinking of doing instead? We're going into this other conversation just to wait to see where they land. Oh, goodness, we can't get any luck now.
Are you sure?
Yes, we can. Luck of the Irish. She comes up right next to us, 68% on the green. And now that green also means we can 3 flirt. We can timer flirt and white test for the win if she doesn't leave again. This fickle, capricious seduction target. Oh my goodness. And she leaves again. Irish all over the place. We don't want to have to chase her. But again, we don't have any reason to think that we're such a big suspect. I don't think we are. We're just a rote highlight and so few lowlights. Only 3 of the possible 5 were even taken. But you're just worried that if we chase your seduction target, she's going to leave again, which is exactly what she
Oh my
did.
goodness, where are you going? She's going to an empty conversation, which she'll be obligated to leave after a cycle.
You have to see where she goes next, and wherever she goes, you have to follow. You have to
21
follow.
seconds on the clock.
And we leave the second she does. We time it just right. Where's she gonna go? This looks so bad, especially after that missed pad. The sniper's moving. We're right next to them. There's the seduce. It's a white test. Are we close enough? We are. It's 10 seconds, 8 seconds. Are we gonna get shot? Alexare holds their shot so often, and they're gonna do it one more time. That was almost disastrous. We went from massive favorite with the bug to almost blowing the game because of green dress moving around, and we stand just close enough at windows to get it done. What a roller coaster.
You know, I was gonna make a joke about how I couldn't focus on casting the game because I was too busy looking at the purple streak, but that game was just all over the place. So many highs and lows. Oh my goodness. And Yglini makes it out of Modern 4-0 over
Wow.
Alexare.
What I really like here, I know this is probably, oh yeah, we're going to see another replay of that bug, and I can't blame you, Kletos. But what I really like, the underappreciated, the less showy, splashy move, is at the end when Irish leaves that last conversation, and the spy leaves immediately and says, "I have to start meeting them. I'm doing the geometry in my head. I'm calculating their trajectory. I'm watching their path, and I'm trying to meet them wherever they go." And we got there just in time. That was almost a blown game after that early lead with that early bug. But instead, it's a sweep for Yglini. Oh my goodness. And it's going to get crazier, you guys. I didn't think that'd be possible, but we're actually going to Aquarium. For those who don't know, Aquarium is a venue where the sniper has a big viewing angle on the floor, can see everything that's happening, except a shark swims in their way.
So it's just Modern, but with a shark.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, except the viewing angle is even better. It is so high, but the shark is huge, and it's on a steady schedule. Might well be a robot. That's what I like to imagine headcanon-wise. Alexare playing as Salmon, appropriately enough, on this venue of all venues. In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Yeah, we'll see what Alexare gets up to in this game. Takes control in this empty conversation. Probably just wants to leave it pretty quick. Instead, we're gonna start up a talk. I would have expected Alexare to maybe just try to leave, make it look as if they've already done their whole one cycle that they need to be here, and before Rock got there. But instead, we're going to take a moment. We'll see some bar highlights coming out from Yglini.
Yep, bar highlights. That's the big question, right? What are you going to highlight for? Real BB, bar, statues? Usually one of those last two. Instead, Alexare not doing anything at all. Alexare not really on brand tonight, are they?
Yeah, this is really unusual. I watched their week 1 match and that was incredibly on brand, but looks like we might be going for something here with the shark. Look at this. Here comes the action test microfilm. It's a green test, so there's not even a head shake. Our head was a bit visible, so even that is not going to happen.
Yeah, the timing was a little off. If you wait a little longer, you're going to be completely invisible, and a white, even a red, might not even matter. But instead, we do it where the green actually does matter, especially being a tall character. So we're fine, but we didn't get the full benefit of the shark there at all, and we were behind when it happened. A bunch of lowlights are coming off suddenly with something phantomed.
I think wow. Yeah, I think that perhaps this has been a Purloin Phantom.
Purloin Phantom, time. I mean, it's one of two things. So it could be a swap Phantom, Purloin Phantom, time ad Phantom. Those are the three, right?
I mean, if it's a swap Phantom, you either see a shot, or you see it narrowed down to 2, right? Yep. So far, I'm seeing it narrowed down to like 10. 10, 12.
So Purloin or time ad for sure, and I think you might be right about Purloin, but we are low lit. The sniper clearly has decided that something has happened which has not, either a Purloin or a time ad, and we are low lit for it because we could not have done the thing that did not happen. That's the kind of mind games we're into, everybody. Alexare picks up a delegate with the drink and a fingerprint too, so we're making steady progress. And if Alexare does finish as they normally are wont to do, this set notwithstanding so far, then they're probably going to win because they are low lit. There's a real BP. Highlights are coming out to compensate for it. Yglini operating with a lot of confidence that they really saw whatever they think they saw.
Yeah, this is really unusually confident, especially if it's a Purloin Phantom. Like, you can later see that the list is actually there, but the guest list now does in fact disappear as Alexare Purloined it away. So if that was a Phantom of the guest list, there will be no there's going to be no just disillusionment from Yglini's side.
Yeah, it makes me wonder if actually it was a time ad then, because I haven't seen any adjustment in the lights. Or they just stopped looking at the Purloin, and as far as they're concerned, it's been done much longer than it actually has. Whatever it is, we are still low lit. We have 2 missions done. We have partial progress across 3 others. You're not miscounting there. That's 2 missions done, partial progress across 3 others, and we only need to do 4. So one of these is going to go to waste. What's it going to be? With a minute left, only 28% on the floor. It might be that. It doesn't even matter. We were heading into bookshelves to finish our microfilm, but a twin gets shot because Yglini believes they have it really narrowed down and only one person could be done. The problem is they were operating under a false premise, and Alexare wins, and we're not even sure why.
Yeah, I mean, Alexare was doing missions that game, but it never seemed to matter. We got low lit because the sniper phantom something, and then we got an AI shot
That's
by
it.
not doing anything. Like, we were doing things, but also it didn't matter.
Yep. Well, what's really interesting is that obviously we're low lit for something that didn't happen. We're not quite sure what it is, but we have some pretty good guesses. But the thing is, it really doesn't look like the sniper ever re-examined that premise after the actual purloin went off or anything like that, which makes me wonder what it was. But at no point do you see any suggestion that they were doubting that choice. However, with a 4-0 lead, you can afford to do things like that because it's still 4-1, and now you get to spy on one of the more spy-favored venues, Yglini, as Taft. In 3, 2, 1, playing it. For you non-Americans, William Howard Taft was one of the American presidents, and this character resembles them a little bit. Kind of Teddy Roosevelt too, but much heftier, so sometimes you get Teddy too, but always Taft to me. Fun fact, Taft once got stuck in the bathtub as president. It's pretty much the only thing people remember about them, unfortunately. We're going to pick up Delegate Purloin early in the game. And we're going to take a sip. We're not trying to not be seen at bar. We're okay being seen there. We're there next to Kane, our seduction target. We got the flirt at the same time, 51%, and this is an awful lot of progress.
Yeah, we absolutely should have taken that bug. Shark was exactly over us. The Ember pathed by us. We just didn't. And you know, in a stark contrast to the presence of mind that got Yglini the bug on Modern, did not manage to take that bug with complete cover. Doesn't even seem to be, you know, that we're being credited for it, which is good since we didn't actually get the bug. But really unfortunate that Yglini didn't take that. It would have been completely clean. No reason not to. But it is a limited, you know, time opportunity. You don't have forever to trigger that bug,
Yep.
especially with the drink in your hand at the time. So when the ambassador's on the other side, you cannot actually bug.
Yep.
So
we were covered by what we call middle shark. There's top shark, there's bottom shark, and the middle shark. And I think you can guess why they're named that. It's all one shark, of course, but it likes to swim back and forth. Takes about 15 seconds each time, and it follows a set pattern, which means that if the ambassador is with you in that center conversation, when middle shark comes by, as it's doing right now, you can just run right into the bug and go right back to where you were. And the sniper is none the wiser, but we didn't take that opportunity, even though the sniper might be paranoid. We did. Instead, what we are going to do this time is banana bread behind the shark and get the heck out of there. Alexare wisely is stingy with the lowlights, though, because it's so easy to miss who split after the banana bread, the banana split we like to call it. Isn't that adorable? Easy to miss those on Aquarium. So, not going to take the lowlights, even though it might have looked like Taft was out of conversation for the banana bread, which would rule them out. We're going to swap behind the shark here, but what's really weird is we normally do this as a last move with the shark cover. I think we're trying to do this behind the shark, but it doesn't matter, and the swap is pending, and Dangerous gets shot anyway.
I think we've seen this before.
Yeah, we have. In fact, I spent most of this game trying to figure it out. Yep, Opie can explain it.
So Irish. So one of the missions that no one's done in this entire cast so far is microfilm. Is transfer the microfilm, and one of the ways you can do that is by taking a book out from one of the bookshelves and putting it back in the other bookshelf.
Right.
What just happened here is that Irish took out a book from green bookshelf, went over to blue to pick up this briefcase that's on the ground in front of it. But sometimes AIs with books in their hands, instead of immediately picking up the briefcase, they'll open up the book and read for a moment. And this is exactly what Irish did. But because we're right in front of this blue bookcase, it looks exactly like a spy that is trying to microfilm. And Alexare, tragically on top of it this time,
that's right,
shoots Irish for what seems to be a completely 100% guaranteed shot, but the briefcase is the destroyer of all expectations.
When the briefcase is involved, take a moment, take a breath, and wait. We always say, even if that is the spy, even if they are putting that book in the wrong shelf, even if it's their final mission, which it wasn't with 2 minutes left on the clock, that would be awfully close. Even so, you're going to get 10 seconds to shoot them, and if you wait 2 or 3 more seconds, you're going to see them pick up that briefcase and reconsider and maybe win that game, especially with that strange decision to swap in the back so early. Very interesting, kind of heartbreaking, but a couple more seconds of patience. We've seen very good snipers fall to this. I think it was David W., right? Also on Aquarium.
Yeah, it was exactly
right.
Aquarium. It was the exact same scenario, except
it was buns
blue
at the
to
green
green.
shelf, I remember.
Yeah, blue to
yes,
green.
that's right. Yeah, blue to green, buns instead. Yeah, absolutely heartbreaking, but slightly an unforced error because if you wait a few more seconds, you're going to see what's up with that briefcase and you'll have a chance to get away from it. But still awful luck, especially because I think they might have been in a position to win that. Buns is the ambassador in this game instead, and the spy is Smallman. And for those of you who don't know, Smallman is what's known as a little person. And because he is little, he is very hard to see, and therefore he is a deadly, threatening spy, usually used to get up to all sorts of shenanigans. Let's see if it happens in 3, 2, 1. Playing it. Smallman is absolutely savage, and the spy is controlling him.
Look, Alexare on Smallman, I can't
there's a bug.
imagine.
And there's a bug already. Yep, there we
I
go.
can't imagine anything but exactly what you would expect.
Yep.
Alexare is an aggressive player who just does things, and Smallman is a character that incentivizes you to be aggressive and to do things, including the most cheesy things. We do take a bug behind the shark very nicely. We're behind the shark for a long time on our path up. Just out of sight, out of mind is just a generally good concept in SpyParty. And look
And
at
a
this,
common concept for Smallman, yeah, too,
yeah,
for that matter.
yeah,
We have the
we are
flirt, too, by the way.
hiding behind
Yeah,
our
50.
seduction target.
So you're right. The bug is behind shark, but the funny thing is, it's not behind shark in the normal sense, where you're totally covered by the shark.
We're
And anyone
gonna
behind it
take the shark and probably swap this statue and
Yep,
put it down.
we're swapping behind the shark, and we're going right back to
it's
the
a
bar.
green chest. Oh my god!
We're never seen at the statue.
Yes!
We're never seen at the statue. The bug is covered. The visit to statue is covered. We get a bar highlight, but we're not going to need this delegate at all because we can contact and seduce for the win. And we're still hanging around the statue. No one has come by yet. Until somebody walks by that statue, an AI will swap on a green swap when you get it, but they have to get pulled over first. It looks like that's about to happen with White Dress. It happens with a highlight, too. It happens with a highlight, and it's so early in the game. Alexare taking an early victory sip, perhaps, in that middle conversation. We need potentially one flirt and a contact to win this game. Here comes the swap. There's no reason to suspect it yet, but it's just now about to become visible. Yglini, I can't wait to see the reaction here. We never saw Smallman at statues. It was not possible.
Yeah, this was incredibly executed by Alexare. It's really hard sometimes to know where the shark is, and yeah, there's the shot immediately onto Pearls. We noticed the swap. We never saw Smallman there, and out of sight, out of mind, Alexare just uses that concept and abuses it as Smallman on Aquarium. And oh my goodness, track. I've hated a lot of the I've been caused pain a lot tonight, but that healed me.
It was all worth it. It was all worth it, is what you're saying. I am Smallman, destroyer of worlds, slayer of snipers. 2 hardtails done in the first couple minutes, and you don't even need to finish at that point. Like I said, victory sip. It was closer than I thought, even. And it's 5-2 now, I believe. Alexare, 1 win away from making this a real match again, and certainly has the sniper probably on their heels, you have to imagine. But Yglini has been no slouch on Spy, now playing the very well-dressed Seek in 3, 2, 1, playing it, some people say, the best dressed Spy. And I'm inclined to agree. My favorite little artistic detail from artist John Simino, who is incredibly talented, by the way, is the way the turban and the rose on their lapel are basically the same shape. All sorts of nice little touches from the Siminator, as he calls himself.
Yes, and also this character does not drink alcohol like everyone else in the party does. It drinks water.
Yeah, that's right. Personalized drinks. You see they all have different drinks. Some have beer, some have martinis. But according to the Sikh religion, alcohol not allowed. So you see a non-alcoholic drink there, just as Orange Sari is drinking lemonade. So all culturally appropriate and nice little things you can learn about each character. It's a very thoughtful character set, and again, a very well-dressed gentleman here too. That red turban is so cool. We finish our drink, our non-alcoholic drink.
We might be going for a bug behind Shark here.
Yep.
Look at this. The ambassador's right there for it. We do manage to make it happen. We have to land right next to them in conversation because we triggered it just a little bit late, so that might end up getting us some suspicion, but the ambassador does just get out of there for us, so we're not seen by them as much as we could have been. Alexare doesn't seem to credit it.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to credit it at all. And we're riding the shark back to the conversation we came from. The turban just visible at the very, very end. We've gotten another flirt in, by the way. This time it's green, and we're up to 75%. The bug's done, but that's not saying much on Aquarium because half the party might have the bug done. But that one was particularly good, I think. And we used it to break up a flirt, no less. Flirting with the Savage Smallman from the previous game, as you might remember. Generally want Smallman in the party, even if you're not going to play as them. We're going to go into a conversation behind the shark, Banana Bread, and leave immediately, and we were barely visible there at all. And it works! We get low-lit going to bar. We hit the Banana Bread behind the shark and split. Like the previous game I mentioned with Taft a couple games ago, those splits are treacherous on Aquarium, and a lot of snipers will not give away the low lights so easily, but in this case they do. Yglini trying to do everything behind the shark, and now, 2.5 missions done, and look at this, we're low.
Yeah, Yglini just making things happen behind the shark says, I see you doing this as Smallman, getting the swap off. Well, I
Yep.
can do it as Seek. We do delegate over to Oprah, and all we need after that is one more flirt, and we don't even go for it quite yet.
No. Here comes
Wrong
the Purloin.
conversation.
Got to make sure this Purloin comes off, though. General did beat her to bar, and the Purloin does come off before the timer. For those who don't know, there's a minute timer. Once you take that, before you can actually delegate it, and sometimes other people beat your delegator to bar, but in this case, we get it done in time. 3 missions are done. We just need 25% of the flirt. Here it comes. It's done just like that, and you're right. We do things behind the shark, too, but with a much taller character. The degree of difficulty a little bit higher, but it works just as well. We are done. Yglini, counterpunch. 6-2.
Oh, these last two games have just they've healed me, Track. They've brought me back from the darkness that we were watching for a little while there. The do nothing of the previous set, and even earlier in this set there wasn't as much action, but those two games beautifully executed by both spies.
Yep.
I just love everything about them. I'm sorry.
No, it's excellent. It's excellent. And Yglini goes 4-0 in Modern, and then and then splits Aquarium. But that's the thing, you can afford to split now. Alexare, normally you'd be okay with that sort of thing, but you were already behind, so you need a dramatic comeback instead. We'll see if it happens here, though. We're going to move on to Gallery, and it's Rocker again, Alexare again, in 3, 2, 1, playing it. And 6 games rather, gets you a point in the standings. It guarantees you at least a draw in the set, which means Alexare needs to win all 4 of the remaining games to avoid losing outright. But we've seen crazier things. Don't know if we've seen crazier spies, though. Alexare has requested a drink early in this game, and I wonder if we're just going to rush a Purloin.
Yeah,
Here comes a Banana Bread, probably to cover for it. Yep,
Banana
it's a
Bread.
white test. Is it going to go into a Purloin? It is. It is a green. We're talking. So if you're going to take a white action test on one of those and a green on the other, that's the one you want. The white Banana Bread and the green Purloin. And we're going to get the heck out of there. We're going to take a weird little path. We're going to end up at green bookshelves, hopefully, by the time this Purloin goes off.
Do you
so
think we cheese this to the other book?
I think we might be able to. Let's see. Teal takes
okay.
it. Any indication for the sniper yet? We're going to microfilm behind this conversation. It's a white test. The sniper zoomed in, though, but they're reacting to the Purloin instead, so we got away with it. But green is much easier than blue because that conversation is off-center, which means it covers the green shelf, and it does not cover the blue shelf at all. But Purloin is done. Contact is done. Seduce a third of the way done. Microfilm half done. The hard part of microfilm remains, but we don't necessarily need to do it because I don't think we're a suspect for the Purloin. However, a lot of lowlights came off. Teal is highlight is the actual list taker, but we did not get a lowlight, and that's big because look at this party narrowed down to 6 people.
Yeah, for sure. And now we're gonna. Okay, so to be fair, there's still 2:45 left on this clock. We have gotten insane progress.
And a green test on this flirt too. Yeah, look at this.
Like we only realistically need to get away with one action test microfilm with a blue book. It doesn't have to be at case necessarily. We have the time that we need to maybe take it out front or take it somewhere where it's less visible for the sniper, less easy for them to catch. So we just got a lot of options here as Alexare, and we don't even have to necessarily complete the microfilm, although having the first part of it done does make that particular mission a little bit easier to do. Our flirt cooldown does expire. We're not going to quite join our ST at the pad that's right behind us. Instead,
no rush there. It's not about the flirt at this point. It's about what the 4th mission is going to be. Are you going to complete that microfilm? Are you going to bug? And the bug is much harder with so many people low lit, though. It's easy to get lost in the shuffle with the ambassador when a lot of people are not low lit, but so many are. This is so narrowed down. We're in the back. We're getting a fingerprint off the book. No, it's difficult, but we miss it. So that changes our plans potentially. The sniper is zoomed out, though.
Yeah, look at this. So right now,
there's the white test. The arm is visible, but the sniper's not zoomed in.
Yeah, the sniper's not zoomed in. Teal, the list taker, the big highlight, is outside right now, and that's absolutely huge for Alexare. And now I think that this game is all over but for the crying. With Sari joining this conversation, we just need one more flirt. I don't see any way Yglini could possibly shoot Alexare, even on an instant talk. The Teal is just a bigger suspect. Here comes the flirt, 100%. The mission win countdown is in 6, 5, 4. I don't even count down the rest.
Returns the list.
Guest list.
A little bit of BM returning the guest list. You can do that. There's not usually a lot of reason to, but you can do it. The sniper never notices in this case, and they don't need to. That was the game, was timing the microfilm to the list taker being outside. That is all it was. Wow. Wow, what a big deal. It's not just that, too. As far as I can tell, let me take another look at this microfilm. Here's the thing, though. Teal's outside, but the ambassador isn't. There's nothing for Teal to do out there. Even if you're suspicious of Teal, what's she going to do? What mission progress is she going to have? You don't need to dedicate that much attention. But credit to Alexare for recognizing who the list taker was and timing their microfilm to the moment when the other suspect is out front. By the way, Teal did a really good briefcase redirect at the end there, too. Might have caused him to rethink things, but no, it's a white test, 2 white test microfilms, one at blue in the waning seconds of the game with no cover.
Yeah, and I mean, to be fair, Rocker's microfilm animation is pretty good.
Yes, one of the better microfilm animations, but white is still pretty bad. And yeah, if you hadn't timed that right then, I think they were going to be dead anyway. But that Purloin, pretty good. A lot of credit to Yglini for narrowing it down that far, though.
Yeah, for sure, and that's just kind of the epitome of this set right here. Like the culmination is this very high level, completion of missions and a very high level control of the game that just couldn't quite get there on to shoot the spy for it. And I just want to see more of that. That's really great.
Well, the spy side was the harder one on Gallery, even though Gallery, not too bad for spies, but still, you'd rather be sniping on it if you had to pick, and Alexare is going to be doing just that with a chance to go to 6-4. That might have been one of the harder ones of the remaining games of the 4 in a row they needed. Down to 3 just now, in 3, 2, 1, playing it. Yglini is queen. The seduction target is Smallman. Quick thing to note, you can pick your cast. You don't get to know who the suspected double agents are, which means any citizen you put in the party could be a suspected double agent, and therefore not the spy known to the sniper. However, when you make someone a seduction target, you can be positive that's not going to be the case, which is why, one of the reasons why, Smallman is such a popular seduction target. You want the sniper looking at him for reasons we have already seen on Aquarium. Yglini takes control, goes in this conversation, waits for the seduction target to join, and they do. 31%. They're both talking to each other. It's a white test, but we'll take it. Amber walks by and goes outside.
Yeah,
and
I would have
Yglini
liked to
looks around the party.
see. I really would have liked to see maybe trying to take a bug on the walk by. It would not have been the best bug in the world, but so far Alexare has not shown any interest in shooting you for bugs, or even crediting like bugs behind shark, things like that. So taking bugs, those kind of prospective bugs that are not always going to work, can in the end give you a lot of percentage on any given game, especially when you've already got this point in your belt. You're at 6 wins right now, so taking that kind of
Aggressive
risk,
move, yeah.
aggressive move that it feels like a risk because like if you get caught, you're just gonna die immediately, right? But that kind of thing, that kind of risk, when you're already ahead like this, it just feels
Yep,
like
it makes a lot more sense when you're leading, certainly. We've got another flirt in the meantime. We're up to 57%. The seduction target leaves again. So we're actually having a little bit of trouble making progress here, but we might just be picking our spots. That could be good enough. Flirt cooldowns expires, we talk again, and we're just kind of idling here. There have not been that many people to statues. It's actually been a pretty docile party as far as gallery goes, and as we've established, Alexare likes to hold the shot, and Yglini seems to know that, making steady mission progress across pretty much all these games. But this proves to be the exception so far. I wonder if we're just waiting for a really good time to Purloin or BB.
Yeah, for sure. I think this would be a pretty good contact timing. I mean, it's a lot of people out, but on
There's the
for
BB.
gallery,
There it
this
is,
actually
BB.
pretty good.
It's the same thing as the previous game. It's a BB into Purloin, and it might work just as well. And we leave afterwards, and maybe Yglini is thinking about finishing now. Now that we got 2 missions done in quick succession, and we're about to get progress on inspects as well. The list has not been taken yet. We get a rote statue highlight, but we're one of several. A low-light cast member takes the list, and Alexare sees it. They bring Seek back up, and they are zooming around. They're trying to figure out who could have done it. Who could have done it? No indication that the spy is a suspect or that anyone else has even been knocked out. This might have worked pretty darn well.
Yeah, for sure. The question is, when going to a second set of statues, is the fact that Alexare knows that they're not super onto this Purloin enough to cause Alexare, cause the sniper to shoot you at that second statue visit?
Yeah, that's a good question. Right, so you need 3 inspects to complete this mission, and there's only 2 possible inspects at each of those 2 sites. So you need to go twice, which means often, even if the sniper thinks you're a huge suspect, they won't shoot you on the first one because they know you're not done with that mission yet. The second one is the crucible that you have to get through normally. That's the moment of truth, and with a minute left, that moment is fast approaching. Yglini seems to sense it as well, and it might be going to the other set of statues now. They might not have time to finish the flirt either because they're going to need to get close and hit a green test in order to get it, and then go survive the inspects. But it's not going to be an inspect swap just yet. We might time add now before the clock starts beeping, as it does from 30 seconds every second on down. 45 seconds left on the clock, and that's about how many we could add here, but we decide not to do it. We're going to join with the conversation, with the selection target in this conversation. We need a green test. We don't get it. It's a white test, 91%. We have so few ways to finish now. We can inspect, swap, or time add, but we're down to 30 seconds. We can't time add before the beeps start when the time adds become so much more noticeable. It's going to have to be
crash
inspect, swap.
bug! It doesn't
Crash
work!
bug! Crash bug! Crash bullet! Alexare! Alexare waits him out. What a win. Still alive.
Yeah, Alexare sweeping gallery to stay alive in the set and looking for this draw a point in the standings. And I was wondering if perhaps Alexare Yglini rather was going to notice just how much Alexare was cheating over to look at this swap from Rocker. On gallery, there's really not much reading the sniper's laser except when they're looking for that swap. Usually it's just straight down the middle, but when you need to be able to see that swap, going all the way over to the left or all the way over to the right is a really big tell that that's what they're looking for. So I was wondering if Yglini might notice that and try to go swap for Rocker in the waning seconds of this game to try to finish off, get Rocker shot or just finish the game in general. Or both, right? You could complete missions while framing Rocker for the swap. That's usually how you want to be framing people anyways.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
and the more important thing is that you would be completing with your swap as well. So it's not just that you would be betting on a frame and trying to get a shot. It's that if they don't buy it and they wait, you also win 2 out of 3 conditions, lead to victory. Either way, once they didn't hit that flirt, there were so few options. Inspect spot probably the only one, but decides to take the crash bug instead and loses. And now there's 2 games left on Ballroom, and Alexare just needs to win these 2 games to salvage a point after falling behind 4-0 and 6-2 on your favorite venue, as it turns out.
yes.
Playing as what I like to call Walt Disney, Rhett Butler, if you're as old as I am, in 3, 2, 1, playing it. Pencil Stash, I think, is the safe one, because I'm not even sure if people know what Walt Disney looked like anymore, for that matter. Some people just say Bond, because he looks like the most prototypical spy. The most prototypical spy, however, would not leave that window so soon. That was way too quick, but we're not noticed, and we want to go get that flirt done instead. Alexare, back on brand, making progress, 34% on the white test.
Yeah.
That'll do fine.
And I think that for all of the venues that you could choose to make your comeback on, you need the sweep. I think Ballroom is probably one of your best options. A good sniper can control it down and can get a spy shot, but a good spy has a lot of opportunities to get things past the sniper. And so it's not too favored heavily one way or the other. So good play on both sides of the rifle could not Alexare 2 wins here in the draw.
Well, let's make the point in the most succinct way possible, which is to say that there have been 1,824 ballroom games in SCL history, and the sniper spy win rate, if you round it off just a little bit, is exactly 50% between the two. So at higher levels, one of the places you can get spy wins by, we are obligated to take this briefcase, except Alexare says, no, I'm not going to. I'm going to take this book instead, and I'm not going to get dinged for it either. I want this fingerprint instead. I might take the fingerprint on the briefcase on the way out, though, and get this mission done in one little go. We are holding the green book. We've got it. Green dress beats us to the briefcase from the green shelf. So we're going to get one fingerprint, but not both. We are going to chase our seduction target to windows. No, there's not room on that pad. We're not going to smash our way in.
Last second redirect. Flirt across those pads like that.
Oh, so close and yet so far. 2 ships in the night. Missed connections. Let's put out a classified ad. Is that still a thing? I'm showing my age yet again. We're going to reel banana bread in here.
Oh,
Very
it's a
red test. It's a red test. It's another cough.
Oh,
and just like that,
disaster!
The comeback is over. Just like that. Just like that. What a way to go. 2 coughs in one night. Oh, no.
Oh, I'm so sad. I was so excited for Alexare to pull this back, to make the dream happen, the 2-0 on gallery into a 2-0 on ballroom, but an errant red test. Just, I'm so
Sometimes
sad.
that's how it goes. It's anticlimactic, to say the least. We saw some incredible spy plays. Fair to say that wasn't one of them, but it happens to all of us sometimes. Those action tests are treacherous sometimes. Oh my goodness. Well, what a set. What a great win from Yglini in particular, I have to say, though. Alexare obviously had some highlights, but took a while to get going and was just too patient. But if you have to pick a standout there, it's Yglini's spy. Absolutely. Just making constant progress in innovative ways, in safe ways, in smart ways, all those different ways. Only fell victim to a crazy bit of aquarium Smallman tech, which we can all be forgiven from time to time. Great win for Yglini. Tough loss for Alexare, who I understand is probably still a little rusty in the early season, but you can see they've still got a lot of height in their play.